The word polynomial literally means many names or terms, and we know what terms are in algebra. And a polynomial is an algebraic expression in which terms are joined by addition or subtraction signs between them. So we might have a squared plus 2b minus 7. That's a polynomial. Polynomials can contain constants, like 7, and variables, like a and b, and exponents, like squared. But they don't contain division by a variable, and the exponent must be a positive integer. So, for example, a squared plus b, that's a polynomial. But a to the negative 2 plus b, that is not a polynomial. And 1 over a plus b is also not a polynomial. Polynomials are often categorized by the number of terms they contain. So one type of polynomial is a monomial. And that's an expression with only one term. So for example, x is a monomial. Or y squared, that's a monomial as well. It's only one term. Or xy is a monomial. Now in the last example there are two variables, but they're multiplied together, so it's only one term. And here's another example, 3ab squared. The numbers and variables are multiplied together, forming one term. Now when two terms are in a polynomial expression, it's called a binomial. And the prefix bi means two. Here's some examples of binomials. X plus y is a binomial. The square root of q minus the square root of p would be a binomial. Or x squared plus 5. These are all binomials because they all have two terms. A polynomial with three terms is called a trinomial. The prefix tri means three, just like a triangle has three angles. So let's see some examples of trinomials. How about xy minus y squared minus 5? That's a trinomial. You can see there are three terms. How about the square root of x minus the square root of y minus 3? That's also a trinomial. Or x squared plus 4x minus 4. Again, there are three terms, so this is a trinomial. So we've seen monomials with one term, binomials with two terms, trinomials with three terms, and these are all types of polynomials. Now there are actually names for expressions with 4 or 5 or more terms, but these names are almost never used, and such expressions are usually referred to simply by the general term polynomial, which of course would work for any of them as well. But x squared minus y squared minus y minus y, that would be an example of a polynomial because there are 4 terms. X squared, y squared, minus y, and minus y. Now one final note. If part of an expression is written within parentheses, it's considered one term. So for example, a squared minus 45ab minus 22 is a trinomial. There are three terms. However, a squared minus, in parentheses, 45ab minus 22 is a binomial because this part in parentheses is considered one term.